Hello, welcome back. So in our previous episodes, we looked at how we built the top banner, and then the primary navigation. In today's video, we are going to look at building this main navigation here. So we are going to look at how we are going to build this main nav. Okay, so let's start on it. So I wanted to use Bootstrap Navbar, which is here, but later on, actually, I decided to build it customized. Normally, when you use this Navbar from Bootstrap, it ends up when it is a hassle to implement some things the way you want them. So we are going to use custom CSS to build this one out. So to those ones who are learning, this is a great opportunity. Okay, so let's start by seeing how it is. So first of all, we have this white container, that is the header. Okay, so inside here I have this is where we had the top navigation, the primary navigation here. Okay, this one here. Then I have this main navigation is supposed to be inside here. So just come here. So we have this white background, that is a header, and then we have a container to make sure that this thing is stops here on 80%, and then inside it we have this navigation, now the nav. So inside this nav we have the logo, we have this search, and these all other links. Okay, so let's start and see how we are going to build this. So the number one thing, I'm just going to come here and I say header. Okay, inside the header I'm just going to have the container, and inside the container I will have the navigation. So inside the navigation I will have, first of all, I will have the this. I will have the logo. So I'm just going to say a dot brand logo. Okay, and I'm just going to put a slash. Okay, and then I'm just going to put Jumia. Okay, and this one I'm just going to put in a span. Jumia, since it has an icon. So wherever you have a text and an icon, just simply put the text in a span. Okay, just put the text in a span, and then you can put the icon. And you see there is this star icon. We have that star icon ready. We worked on it during the primary navigation. Just come here and copy this star icon. Okay, just copy that star icon and put it inside here. Okay, so we are done. This is the brand logo. So after the brand logo we have the form. Okay, we have this the form. Now we could just go and borrow this. We could just go and borrow this from Bootstrap. They have the form with a button here. Okay, just go down here, scroll down here where they have a form. You can just come here and you copy this one for simplicity. There is nothing much, just copy this one for simplicity. Just under the forms here we have the disc form here. Just copy this one like so. So just come here and copy this form. Now if we just check on the form, what they have is they have this one. Now this deflex means display flex, so they are making this form to be display flex, and that's the only thing they did. Then they gave it a role search. Now this is accessibility issues. Now and then we have inside an input. Now they give it this class of form control is for styling, and we are going also to use it for styling. Now this ME2 means that they gave it margin right. So this ME is margin right of 2. Then they gave it this type search, placeholder, and all this for accessibility. And then on the placeholder, we can put the ones in the Jumia: search products, brands, and categories. Search products, I just come here, search products, categories, and brands. I don't know, is that the word? Search products, brands, and categories. This brands, and categories. So search products, brands, and categories. Okay, so that is our placeholder, and you can see the placeholder is here. Okay, that is great. Now next, our button is also there. So next is these links here we have here. So we're just going to call these ones nav links. So after this form, okay, after this form, you can just have those links, and those links we can just also come and borrow them from here. These navigation links, so you could just come and copy this one, just only that one. Okay, up to this here, copy, just at the end here, put that. It is AUL. So those ones who are not familiar with AUL, it is a UL tag, not there, here on top. So is a UL here. Now we can just even remove all these classes. Let's first see how it looks like right now. Okay, it looks like it has no problem. Okay, we just work on it by ourselves. We can remove all these ones, and we can call it nav menu, but for now let's just first leave it like that. Okay, so we have the markup. Let me just go through it once again. We have the header, which is going to hold this background of white, this one. Then inside we have the navigation, which is this whole nav. Now inside navigation we have the brand, or we have the Jumia brand logo. We have the search, and the search it is going to be a form. This will help so much in PHP when we already have it as a form. Okay, so we can already get our inputs from here and everything. That's why we need to use a form. Now at first you may think you're going to use only an input, but since it's going to be submitting data, we need it to be in the form. Okay, so that one we're going to add more on this one when it comes to JavaScript, no, PHP. So we'll see how it will be more useful. Then down here we have this Navbar nav. Now these classes we have here, even if you remove these ones like so, they shouldn't affect much. You can see there is nothing much. Now when you remove this one, Navbar nav, it will affect the items, of which we can remove, but this is a good start. So far is already a good start with a drop down already. So first of all, we are going to go to this nav and we give it a display prefix. So let's first go and target the header. Okay, so the header, like so, we could just first give it a height. Now a height, in CSS variables we can define a header height. So you can just define a header height and you give it pixels like 80 pixels or 100 pixels. Why we want to define it is that in the future you might need to change it depending on which website you are working on. So you just simply come and change here, or if it is too big or too small, you can adjust it from here. So that's why I'm just creating this header height variable. So you can just come and now copy this. Let's go to the header, paste it there, the header height. So now let's also give it a background color of white. Okay, that is great. This one doesn't change anything here yet. So next, let's just select the inside it. We have this navigation. So let's just select the navigation or the nav. First of all, let's give it this prefix. So when you give it this prefix, all these ones should be now in this line like so. Okay, and let's also give it first of all align items to center and justify content. Let's give it space between. Okay, my machine is freezing right now. Just give it a minute. Okay, it seems like it is. Let's first save, see everything is success. No, it is freezing. Just let's give it a minute. Okay, great. So we have the stuff working already great. Let's work on these links here, these right links. So these right links, they just go here. So this navbar nav, or you could just call them nav links, but just use that class of navbar nav. So inside the navigation we have this navbar nav. Let's say this prefix. So doing this prefix should put these ones in line, and that's not what actually I thought. Let's give it our own class here. Maybe let me just give it nav list. Okay, so just copy this one. Let's use the nav list. Like so. Nav list, and I think it is in navigation. So, and let me just put here important, and I'm just going to, in a minute, I'm just going to remove this. So just remove this and we leave on a nav list. Okay, and let's also make sure it is inside the nav. Yep, so now it should work. Normally it's just because of those classes of Bootstrap, they have their own styling, so you can always just remove those classes and just use your own classes. Sometimes they can be headache instead of helping. So just we're using nav list. Now we can of course go ahead and we say list style. So to remove those dots, we can use restyle none. Okay, so that is already great, like so. So we have list style none. We can give them justify also, justify content. I don't know if we really need it to put justify content. I just leave it and we just simply put a gap of 1.5 rem. Yeah, that one looks pretty good. And now we're just going to give padding to this one. So just say padding, top and bottom, let's use 1 rem and 0 on the sides. Okay, so this pushes them right away in the middle very nicely. Okay, we don't need this disabled thing, so just come down here where we have this li tag with disabled. Let's remove it. Okay, so let's first start working on these things. Let's start with the logo. Okay, so we can start with the logo. So just going to go back here. So in HTML we have this logo here, which has this brand logo. We can start with giving it, so inside the nav we have the brand logo, so just put like that. Font family is the first thing. Let's change it to the logo font. Okay, you could just go ahead and increase the font size to 2 rem. Okay, so that one is going to look like this. Okay, so the only thing now we have is the icon and the color. So first of all, let's say color, and we're just going to say black. Now for the icon is, this is bigger than this one. Okay, so, and the text also is capital. So here say text transform to uppercase, and let's go ahead and the text transform uppercase. Let's reduce that icon size. So just simply copy this class of the icon, which is bx star, and inside the brand just select this bx star, and we can just say font size. Now for it, let's just reduce it to 1.5 rem because it increased because of this font size. Okay, so you can simply reduce it to that, and let's see if, yeah, that one looks okay. Let me just make it 1.3. That one looks fine. Okay, yeah, we can, yeah, 1.5 was okay. So that one is great. So I feel like this is okay. We can work with this. This is very okay. You can just go and increase the font weight. I don't know how it will look like if we increase the font weight to bold or border. I don't know. Yeah, it seems like it is, yeah, it is now okay. Yeah, that is great. So we are done with the logo. Let's move on to the search. Now the search, there is an icon that we have there. Okay, we have this icon we have there. We can also try to put that icon. First of all, let's get to the icons, and you know where the icons are. We are using box icons, and we already linked them. So you can just come here and search for the search for the search icon, and we have many here. Let's first look at this. We have, which one do we have? We have this one. Okay, So just pick this, either this one or search this one. I think just use this one. So just click on it, come here on the font, copy this one. Now let's just see where we are going to place it inside the form. Now we could place it inside the input by just simply put it inside the form here. Okay, this one, and let me just put it under search icon. Search icon. So just put it inside there. Okay, that is great. So if you check now, the icon is somewhere here. We are seeing it, which is great. Now the only thing we want to do is to position it absolutely to the form. So I'm just going to select the form. So inside this header, remember we have selected a number of things, the nav list, the header. So I just go and search, select the form, and the form, let's make it position relative. Okay, and inside the form we have this search icon. Okay, so the search icon, let's make it position absolute. Okay, so now what we can do, we can start position it. So let me just say left. If I say, for instance, left 0, okay, let me just say left 0, and you see where it is. So you see where it is right now. So first of all, let's give it top. So I'm just going to give top 50%. Okay, so that is where it is, and I can also give it transform translate. For want to keep it centered, I think Y for Y, and I'm just going to give it 50%. Now if it is negative 50% or 50%, it is negative 50%. This is to make sure it goes back to the center. Like I mean, if you look at it, let me just zoom in. That transform we have just put this one, it makes sure that the center of the art icon is in the center. This is the purpose of putting top 50 and then transform translate Y of negative 50%. It will try to move it back upwards to the center. Okay, then from there we can give it like maybe 20 pixels here on the left. Okay, you can see I think 0 was working. So what we are going to do on the form control, we are going to change the padding, I guess. So here we have this input which is having this one, this form control. So let's try to select the form control. Now padding, I don't want to change on top and bottom 0. I want to only consider, okay, let me just put top and bottom 1 rem, and then the side let me put 2 rem. 2 rem. Okay, so I want to bring back this icon here. Left, let's make it about maybe 5 pixels. I want it to push it back to here. Okay, that one is good. And let's change its font size. So you could just make font size 1.5 rem. Okay, that looks great. It looks great. Let me just put back this one here on 100% so that we can work on that weird padding. Let me first take off that padding and we see how it looks like. Okay, so just have to boost up that padding slowly. So top and bottom, let's make 0.8. Yeah, that looks okay. We could just reduce that icon, the color. Let's give it gray color. On top here on the icon, let's say color, and there is this gray dark. We could give it gray dark. Yeah, that one is the perfect color for it. So now what we want is, first of all, I want to first select the form. Okay, so let me say BCC, let's give it red. I just want to see the form where it reaches. Okay, so what I want is that I want the form to have the flex basis, or to have the flex of 1. I'm not sure if it is going to work, but I need it to occupy much space than all these other ones. This is what flex 1 means. This one, it says if you have items, you have these you have flex items, you have this logo, you have the search, you have these links. So it looks at the space that is available, and if you give one of the components flex 1, it will say I will occupy as much space as I can. Okay, it will occupy as much space as it can. That's what this flex 1 does. So we want the form to always occupy as much space as it can. Now, speaking of that, we have to go and also give this nav, let's give it a gap of 2 rem. Okay, so that we still have some space, a breathing space. Okay, like so. And this is looking great. We have already aligned items and everything is looking great. Now there is something that is off with this one. Let me first take off that red, looks terrible. So moving on now, our stuff is coming. I will remove that weird stuff. I think it's grow something. We shall search for it. Okay, so now let me just work on the button to look like somehow like this one. The first thing this one does, it has a box shadow. You can see it is somehow raised, so it looks like it is raised, and we can customize that box shadow. So just go here to this link, just type in 93 beautiful, they just say 93 beautiful CSS box shadow examples. Okay, just you come to this page, and I can put this link in the description so that you guys, you can just get access to this one. I always use this website. They have very nice box shadows. Okay, so you can just come and choose whichever box shadow you feel like. So we can just check on this button and we get the feel. Maybe we could use this one, or we could use one of these ones. Really is going to be great. So just first use this 0. You could just come now to this button. Let's first check it is inside this. So button is inside the form. So you could just go to the header, and inside the form we have the icon and this form control. Down here we have also the button, so we could select the button and we give this box shadow. Let's first see how it looks like. Okay, I think that one is really great. I don't think we need something more than that. Let's try this one. Just going to comment out that and then make with this one, and I see how it looks like. By the way, just simply click to copy. So when you just come here, I think this one is perfect. This one is perfect. So just remove this. Now I'm just going to customize this, because normally there are many others which will use this one. So you simply copy this box shadow, go to variables, and let's say here the $default box shadow. So yes, we're going to have this box shadow. So just paste this one here. So you're just going to be using this one. So in the future you can also easily change this one. So just come back here and you can just simply remove all these figures here. Just say default box shadow and it will remain exactly the same. Now want to give it a background color and also change. So to this button, first of all, want to say text transform. So the text is capital to uppercase. That is 1. 2, want it to use the font family. Now normally the font family want it to use the default, I guess we call it default font. Okay, and then next what it want to say is the background color. So want to give the background color to be primary. Okay, and let's see how it is looking like right now. Okay, so on this background color we can just also put important so that it overrides the default background color, I guess. Okay, so we remove border, so we say border none. Okay, border none. Okay, so now let's first of all work on this. Let's remove some of these classes they have here. Okay, let's just remove those classes so that we first have some peace. Okay, so let's move on. Now we can actually also give a global class the way it was here. You get it? So we can just say default button, or you could just say the orange button. Okay, so just do that, the orange button, and in the global we can have actually that. So you say the orange button, we give it some, for instance, cursor pointer. So let's say cursor pointer. Okay, so let's give also padding, however much the padding is okay, something like 0.8 rem on top and bottom and 2 rem on the sides. Okay, text transform, let's say uppercase. Okay, yeah, that is looking nice. So just give it border radius of about 10 pixels, and if it is 10 pixels really, like let's first see this one. No, it's about like 5 or 3 pixels. So let me just take 3 pixels and we see. Yeah, that one looks actually really, maybe let's make it 5 and we see. Yeah, 5 is okay. And color white, you see, color white. So you can just see color white, border none, border none. Okay, and that looks great. That one was already good, looking great. Okay, it is already looking great. That is good, that is good. Now the only thing I want to do is on this input. Now you can just say, you can search here on Google how to remove this grow thing here. So you can just say remove. Okay, let me just say remove input grow effect on bootstrap form fields something like that. I'm not sure, but you can just search something like that, but you will see that you're not alone. Let's see if we can get that thing here. I think it is something to do with the glow. Let's see down here. How comes there is nowhere there saying you can remove the bootstrap glow? Okay, did I say glow? Let me just say bootstrap focus glow. Bootstrap, it is bootstrap remove input focus glow. And you can see here someone give us the form control here. And by the way, you can also install this extension. I recommend it. Install this extension called grepper. So just come here and search for grepper. Install this grepper extension. It is really helpful. Okay, so the grepper extension helps you. So just say grepper Chrome extension. Okay, just install that grepper extension. Just click on it, and you can see it is saying you have already installed it. Yep, that is really cool. So just simply install this grepper extension. Okay, this one I recommend it so much. Now what grepper does, if there is any question you are asking and anyone who has grepper has ever used it, or if it is a common question asked on Google or on Google, so grepper always keeps those answers of the same exact question like what you have put here. So that question, when you ask it, then grepper pulls up the code that someone used. And you can also just like you can see here, thank, comment, suggest, share. So you can also add yours. For instance, you can just come and also add yours. So you can see they have this form control focus, and you can remove that. Let's just use that, and we could just remove it on all fields actually, wherever we have the forms. And I'm just going to come and I put it in global CSS. Just put that the form control focus to have box shadow. So they just put the box shadow. And you can also go on Stack Overflow to confirm, but this answer normally is always got from Stack Overflow. Or if when you go on Stack Overflow and you find the answer, okay, for instance, you are going to see like this one, which is having the highest, and you can see they have these things here, input. They selected all these inputs in text area focus, input type, text, password, date time, all the inputs. And then they said on focus, and then they say even dot an editable input focus, and then they remove, or they just put their own. So they put their own box shadow. You can customize it, you put your own. Okay, but you just see here if ours has worked. That's the only thing we want. And you can see right now it is really cool. Okay, there is only the outline, and we can just customize. There is no any outline here. We can also remove that outline. So when you come here to form control, we can also just actually customize it here on the global still. So you can just say still dot form control, not focus this time, just form control. Even on focus, actually you can just say on focus what you want to see, outline none. Okay, you can just remove the outline. That blue line is believed to be the outline. I think is it a border? Okay, so you just say outline none, and let's say also border none. Let's say border none. I'm not sure if that is a border. this is not what I intended. The borderless remain with it. The border, we need it. So it is the border changing the color on focus. Okay, so on focus we can just say border, and we can just make it 1 pixel solid, and we can just use still the gray dark color here. Okay, so let's see now. So on focus, yeah, so this one is okay. This one is okay. Okay, so we are done. I look like the search is looking great. The search is looking great. You could slightly reduce. Let me just slightly on the header. Now, by the way, here we don't need to use now all this. Okay, we don't need all these ones here on this button. Really, there is nothing much we need on this button right now. The button is already made. So I want to make this one 0.7, and I see if it looks much better. Yep. Wait a minute. I want to copy some things that we had here. Box shadow, background primary. So just copy these, cut them, we are putting them their side. Okay, so here in the global where we have this orange button, simply put those ones. Okay, simply put these ones, and let me see if there is anything we have repeated. Not really. Background color is just primary, we don't need important in this case. Okay, let's see. Yeah, now I think it is really right now, it is perfect. Yeah, it is really perfect. If we type in something, and there is even this X that is coming to clear here, I'm going to show. Yeah, it even actually, since you can now create, I think it just comes from Bootstrap. Great, it looks, the form looks great. Let's work on these other links. These other ones, now they have icons. So the first one is account, help, and cut. So we have 3 links, and they are all just with drop down. So let me remove this, and we need these ones which are drop down. Okay, and here I'm just going to say the first one is account, like that. So you're just going to duplicate it. So we just need 2 more links. So duplicate this. Actually we need one, we needed one, on these ones I deleted. Okay, just we need one to be the cut. So I'm just going to minimize here down. There is one which is the cut, which has no drop down, and really we could also make it with a drop down. Like if you have things in the cart, when you click on it, it brings the cart items. Okay, we'll see that in the future, but we could also make it with a drop down when someone clicks it. Yeah, and why not? Let's make it that. Let's make that. We're going to make all of them to be drop down. Okay, just remove this. Let's make all of them drop down. So we have 3 drop downs. Okay, just click Ctrl C, 2, 3. So let's just make these ones drop downs. The first one has account. Okay, so the first item here on this drop down is account. And what are the links of the account? If you go down here on the account, there is sign in button. and then you have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 items. My account order saved items. My account order saved items. So just come here. My account, okay, order, and then saved items. Saved items. So just come here and say saved items. Now they have this, I like this. In Bootstrap they have this li tag which has a drop down divider. So this divider is the one you are seeing here, like this line here down. So we can put it on top here. So just cut it. So the first one we have actually is a button. Okay, so before the my account, we have here a button, and this button is called this one is not inside, sorry, this one is on top here, and this button is, we can just give it a class of orange button, and it says login, I guess. Yep, it says sign in, not login, it says sign in. Sign in. So you see we have this drop down menu. And by the way, if you find it difficult with Bootstrap, please guys, you can first watch my 1-hour video on my channel. You just get up to hand with Bootstrap, then you can just come back and we continue. And then now let's see my account. So you see we have the button, we have all these others. So the only thing this is not on top, it is under here, under this button, like so. Okay, yep, just like that. That's how it looks like. So just going to work on it so that we make this button first of all with it 100%. Okay, that is great. We have others. So now the second one is help, and then the cut. So you can't just have help somewhere here down, just put help like so. And then we have also this under help. How many links do we have? We have, first of all, place order, order cancellation, return, payment, payments, and Jumia. Can I say start with these ones? Press and track order. So these ones are somehow many. Place and track order. Order cancellation, there is order cancellation, return and refund. So the second one is order cancellation, and then another one is return and funds. So let's remove this divider, is going to be at last. So let's see, this one is return, and I think it's refunds, returns and refunds, payments and Jumia accounts. So down here, let me first put this down here. Let me first put this. So you just duplicate one of these ones, simply copy and paste. So another one was payments and Jumia account. Payments and Jumia accounts. Then help center, contact us. Help center and contact us. So just where, so I'm just going to also copy this. So another one is help center. This is where I messed up. I messed up with this. And this is contact us. Excuse me. Yeah, so those are the links, and then there is live help. So there is live help. It is a button, so you can also just put a button down here. So button dot orange button, and this is live help. Okay, so that is great. Let's see how this looks like. Help, and it has all these links, and already they are looking great. Now for the cut, we're just going to simply put cut. The links down there, we haven't known. We are going to see how what we will put on the, just put the cut. And now we are going to bring the icons. All these ones, they have icons. We can just get the icons from box icons. You see, for account, we have this user icon. So just come here and say user. So user icon is here. User icon. Click on that. Copy that. So we can just come here on the account. So just simply put here this icon, and then this one you can put in a span like so. Then for help, it is this question mark. Let's see if we put help, if it brings it. Yep. So let's see which type of it is that. Okay, so just get this one. Font, click on this. Go scroll down on help here. So paste this icon. Now just simply put this one in a span. The help. Okay, so we are doing great. You can see all these icons are there. And now finally is for the cut. Let's see the cut. So just come here and it says shopping cart, and yep, so we have all the cart options here. Let's see which one is it. Okay, so it is an outline button first of all. So let's just take this one. This one or this one. Let's see. Okay, so let's take this. Cut. I'm just copying that. Just come here where we have cut. We have cut here. So it is also behind, so just put cut, and then this one put in a span. Okay, like so. So when you come back here, we have all these stuff going on. Okay, so for the icons here, the icons needs to be bumped, and I think even the font, okay, on this side. Now we had put those ones in there inside of nav list. Okay, so the nav list, we can access a nav item, which is the li tag, and then on it we can access the anch tag, which is a nav link. So I can just go there and I target this nav link inside the nav list. So just go here, inside the header. So inside the nav we have the nav list. I think we had it on top here, nav list. So inside the nav list we can target the nav link, or you could even target the anchor tag. Let's say font size, let's say 1.5 rem. Let's see how that one comes out. Yep, but I think it's like too much, guys. Let's just try 1.2. Yeah, that looks okay. 1.2 is okay. 1.2 is okay. Now the icons looks much bigger than the font, so we can just target the I class inside here, the nav link. Let's say for the I class, so let's just say font size for them, let's give them 1.6 rem, and let's see how they will be affected. Yep, so you can see for them they have increased. And now to this nav links we are going to say display flex, okay, and we want to align items center, so that the icon and this one, they are aligned in a line very well like that. And we can put also a gap about of 1 rem or 0.5 rem. So just put gap of 1 rem. So yeah, I think 1 rem is too much. Let's say 0.6 rem. Yeah, I think 0.6 is great. 0.6 is great. 0.6 is great. Now want to target this button. Want to target this button inside the drop down. Want to give it a width of 100%. Now I don't know if I give width of 100% to this global button. If I give width of 100%, I'm not sure what it will do. Oh yeah, it really affects the other initial button. We don't need this. So this one, we're just going to target it to the button that is inside here. So remember, we have this drop down, so we can just go ahead and target this button that is inside the UL tag. Okay, we can just target this button here. Really, I don't know if this one's supposed to be inside the LI tag. Is it like so? Let's first see that. Yeah, I think it doesn't make much difference. So this, I'm just going to target this inside this UL. We have LI, so I can just target in the, not in the nav link really, but inside the nav list we can target where we have UL, LI, and we can target the button where we have that button, and let's give it a width of 100%. Let's see if this one is going to work. Okay, yep, it works. So you can see the width here is really working. I don't know. Okay, so this last one, let's also put it in the LI tag. So there is this one for on the help and the help, this LI. Let's take this button here. So we have the button at last here, this one. Let's also copy it, cut it, and put it inside the LI tag. Okay, and when we do that, so it will also be put it to complete like this. So you see the UI is coming into shape. Now weirdly is that thing they put there. So what we want is to put some padding on the drop down. This drop down, we need some padding and remove that weird line. So we could just first go to Bootstrap. We get some, like I could type in drop down here. I could just say drop down. Shit, it is freezing. My machine is freezing, guys. Sorry for that. Just wait a second. So what you're going to do is search for drop down. And now on the drop down, I want to see how can we remove that border. Okay. So there is here, they have all this weird thing, blah 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 blah. The only thing you can just see, just scroll down until you normally see where we have CSS variables. So it is where we have variables here. Now I would want to see any variable here to do with the border. So there is drop down BG. So there is drop down border color, drop down. I don't know where there is this prefix, how you're supposed to use this prefix, dollar prefix. But we are just going to force it and we remove that border on the drop down. So let's try to access our drop down here. So we have this drop down. Let me just try to see if I can get that drop down. So if you check, the drop down is inside we have the nav list, and inside the nav list is where we have this drop down. Okay, so the drop down is on the nav item. So let me just say drop down. I'm just going to copy that drop down. So inside the nav list here, minimize this. Let's have the dot drop down. Now here let's say border none, and let's make it important. You can just, we make it important, we see if it can remove it, and it is not yet. So what we can do, we can also inspect. Simply try to inspect this, okay, so that we can look at what did they do. So you see there is a drop down item. What we want actually is this drop down itself. Okay, so position absolute, that is great. They did a great job for us there. The only thing we want is the drop down. So you see there is this color drop down menu. Okay, so drop down menu, let's see here. Drop down menu on the border, what we want is the border radius, then there is border width. So there's this border width, and you can see if we turn it off, actually it goes the border width. Okay, yeah, so let's just remove that. Just simply we are going to deal with this border width. Okay, drop down border width. Let me just move on top here. BS, I don't know, that is, looks like it is a what? It is a variable. Okay, that BS drop down width. So on the drop down menu, so I'm just going to first select this one. Okay, so just simply select the drop down menu. Okay, I'm just going to say drop down menu, and I can even take it inside the global Okay, and down here I can say the drop down menu. I think it was menu. So the drop down menu, what we don't want is border width 0. We can just say border width 0, and even they just even take say border none. Okay, and we can just try to make these ones important, not overwrite them. Okay, let's try again, see if it changes anything in our code. Yeah, actually it works. Okay, so it works. There are no border. So what we want is we can put, I think, our custom box shadow. Okay, let's try to see if we put our box shadow, how it is going to work. So on the menu, I'm just going to say box shadow, and let's say try to use the default. There is this default box shadow here, and see if it is going to work. Yeah, actually it works. And then next, let's also use the width padding. So padding, top and bottom, let's say 0.5 rem, and on the sides let's say 1 rem. You see if it is going to work also. Yep, and it also works. Okay, so let's first compare again. Yeah, so I think this is great. This is great. Yeah, this is great, looking more great. So we managed to customize the drop down. Okay, we managed to customize the drop down. So let me see now where we are. Yep, so right now we are not doing bad. Okay, we are not doing bad. You can see we have it rolling really well. Now on these account items, we have some, yeah, this is really looking great. On this account though, we have the icons on these ones. Okay, so my account is also having an icon. I want just to finish that so that we know we are done. So we have on the same here, user. On my account we have orders, so you're just going to look for a box and then the hat. So just go to box icons. I'm just going to try to put like a box. I don't know. We just simply find any box will work for us, I guess. I'm just going to use this one. Okay, the package. Click on this, copy that, and we take this one to where we have. Okay, scroll down to orders. So paste that, and this order just simply put in a span like that. And for this one, we just simply put the account, this one. Okay, scroll down to my account, simply put this, and to my account simply cut that and put it in a span. Let's say use a span as that. So there is one remaining, which is a hat. So you just search for a hat, and they just use this solid hat. Copy this. I guess even this one is solid. Let's see, this one is also not solid actually. Let's go back to here. Let's take this one. Okay, so lastly, just come here to the orders, then save the items, put that hat there, then this saved items, put it in a span like so. Okay, that is great. If I check back now, I have these they're looking bloody, but just going to work on them in a minute. So let's just target those ones now. So if you look where they are located inside the nav list, li tag, and then inside the anc tag is where we have that. So this is where we have drop down menu. So I'm just going to target drop down menu, and then we have this li tag, It has a button, li tag, drop down item. Actually, yeah, I think this is the drop down item. So just target this drop down item. So inside the nav list, actually inside the drop down here, let's have the drop down item. And this drop down item, let's first of all say display flex. Okay, align items center, and let's give gap of 1 rem, and let's see how that one works. My icons are gone. I guess it is because of this 1 rem thing, maybe. I'm not seeing my icons. Do I still have internet? Yep, they are back. I think it was internet. So you just put gap of 1 rem. Yeah, actually it is working. So that is, I think that is too much. We could try something like 0.6, the way we had done last time. Okay, so yeah, that looks great, and we can also increase the font size of the whole drop down. So let's say font size, and let's try 1.2 rem, 1.3 rem, and let's see like how they become. Yeah, I think this is great. This one looks great in my view. Let's first see the original one. Yeah, these ones, they are chilled. They look to be chilled, and even the box shadow looks like it is somehow different. But let's see. They are okay. So this, and then we have this, and this icon they used here is an outline icon. So for the user, let's try an outline icon. It looks weird. So go back here and let's look for the outline icon. So probably yes, we go with this one. Let me scroll. Yeah, let's go with this. Copy this, and where we have the user, so you could just do this. Come here, Control F. So find where that one is. The same one. Okay, let me just simply replace it here with that one, and also go on top here where we have this one, replace it with that, and I guess right now we are good. Yeah, that one looks much better. Now what we have to do is I feel like let's see, I feel like the gap is 1 rem, so this gap here is still 1 rem, that is for sure. And then this one is maybe 0.5, I don't know. Yes, see, yeah, yes, skip this one. So let's give this one to 1.3, and for the icon, the I class inside here, let's give the font size to 1.6 rem. The icon seem to be much bigger than, yes, like the. So this is good. The only thing I want to change, you can change this box icon, what, the box shadow. So you could use a more chilled box shadow, like, yeah, like this one. I don't know, you can just use a more chilled one. They used a more chilled box shadow like that. So just come here where we have in the global, I guess, where we have box shadow here, you can just put a custom box shadow instead. Okay, and let's see now how it looks like. Yeah, and this is nice. That is nice. It is more chilled like the way it is there. So, and then the padding, let's see if the padding is perfect. I think the padding is perfect. Yeah, maybe top and bottom padding. Let's also make 1 rem. So let's just make padding 1 rem all the sides. Let's see. Yeah, that is great. I like the padding. I like this. So guys, I guess you love this. I guess you love this. It is looking great. So thank you so much for being there up to this point. Thank you so much. You could go ahead and yeah, but to me it looks right now perfect, apart from this hover they have here. When they hover on this one, we can work on that one before we go. So that is hovering the nav link. Okay, so where do we have nav link? Nav link is here. So inside here, just say and hover. Okay, just say color. Let's change color to orange. So dollar color primary, and this on top here give transition. So give transition to be all 0.5 seconds. Okay, just like that, and we should have the change in color like so. Okay, this is great. Thank you so much for watching this episode. We have moved so far, and so in the next episode we'll work on making it responsive. Right now it is not responsive, so in the next part we'll start making it more looking nice on the mobile. Right now we have made it. It is looking really great. I love it. Okay, I love this. So in the next episode we are going to try to make it to be responsive. Thank you so much. See you in the next